Welcome back to an Andrew's Athletic video. Today we are recapping the Hamilton Elite Meet that I took part of. We're starting with the 1500 meter heat. I am lane 1, the yellow helmet. So there was a couple things that went wrong with this race. First off, I went out a little bit too fast for my current fitness. Also, there really wasn't much need for me to lead this race, so I'm not exactly sure what I was doing. It was kind of first race of the day, and I just wanted to go out and go fast, and I did. I did end up with a PB, or a season's best, in this race, and I took off 3 seconds, so a big upgrade. It was important that I get PBs in both my 500 and 15 because I want to be in the B group for the championship. So I did manage that goal, but let's just say I didn't finish this race number 1. So far I've been keeping the pace pretty calm, relaxed. So Toronto passes me. I don't react too much. I kind of figured I'll just catch up slowly, but then they really started upping the pace, and then got past on the outside and the inside, and I just didn't have the legs. I thought I kind of had it for a little bit, but when I get tired, my technique just goes absolutely out the window. My legs straighten, my pushes become short. But that's all okay. And then I'm really out of this race. But I did keep pushing hard because I knew that I went out quickly, and if I could just keep up with the pack, then maybe I would get a PB, and I did, so it was worthwhile. Yeah, what I should have done is when I got passed by Toronto, I should have stuck right with him. That maybe would have helped me stick in the pack a little bit longer. But overall it was fine. I ended up with a 2:48, which was the 3-second season best. So I wasn't too upset with that. So that put me in the bottom final, the C final. I don't think this is where I should have really ended up. I think I could have been in the B because this 8 race was pretty easy. But I didn't decide to lead it, so that's also why it felt a lot easier. Because the final, I was gonna 100% race for position. I was relaxed, just taking a stroll through the park for the first couple laps. Literally gliding the whole straightaway. But then I wanted to move up. I don't want to use that much energy to move up, so just kind of slide up on the inside. Was a little tight, but hands never move off the back, so it was nice and clean. Here you can see it again. Just a little push up. Could have been done even better, but it's fine for the pace that we were going. Now, I didn't have any intentions of passing for the lead until absolutely necessary. So, as we get there, things were starting to shuffle up, and it broke because we were still skating very, very slow, so it was an aggressive break. And then ended up in second after that again, which is okay. I wasn't too worried. I caught up to the Cambridge skater pretty quickly, and then made the pass. Really need to fix that baby pivot that I'm doing. Why did I touch the ice there? It wasn't necessary. And I do it every lap. Like, that was a completely straight arm to touch the ice. You're not going fast. Again, just don't do it. That's alright. Hopefully keep that in mind for the championship, because doing that little pivot record is slowing me down immensely. But that is a top finish in the C final, so that helped the points out. Now we're going into the 1,000. So there were 500s, but my 500s were a disaster, and I will quickly recap that after this. Similar thing to the 1,500 happened here in this heat. As you see, I ended up in the front again, I believe somehow. This was the fastest 1,000-meter heat in the P category. I wanted to be in the top 2 right away, so I made that quick inside pass. Skating probably a more defensive track than necessary at this point. Could have let it flow a little bit nicer, a little wider, but they're starting to pack up behind me. And I think around here is when I should have made the pass for the lead, because it was getting much too rowdy behind me, and I was getting blocked in. There's nowhere for me to go. And then that happened, and that was a penalty on the Toronto skater, which did help me a little bit, because then I was clearly out of the race. I mean, I tried my best to catch back up, but there was nothing I could do. Again, those pivots, I need to stop that, because I'm pausing. It'd be different if I'm continuing moving, but my feet are pausing, and that's no good. You have to keep the feet moving. And that was that. So, I don't know if that was a good time. I don't pay attention to times in the 1,000. So I ended up in the B final. Was the B or the C? No, it's a C, but there is a D final in the 1,000. So not the bottom final this time, which is nice because of that penalty. Again, similar to the 15, I just wanted to be nice up front in second place. Don't want to be stuck near the back. I was actually skating with a skater that I used to skate with like 8 years ago. So that was fun. That pass was not really intentional, but Korea number 1 didn't want to lead. So just ended up out front. But here I kept getting little relay pushes over and over and over on every straightaway, so I was very content with not going fast. And push again. And push again. Now, coach does yell out to pick up the pace, which I did not do. I should have ramped up the pace a little bit, so that way the break wasn't so extreme like it was. I wasn't worried though, because I had lots of energy, because it had gone so slow for so long. Ooh, well done. Did push defensively a little bit, but made the inside pass. And then, I think, is this the last corner? And I stick my foot out, and then proceed to wipe out after the line, but I didn't get disqualified for that. I was worried I would, but I don't see that happening as often anymore. It used to be a big deal if you fell across the line, or like even after the line, which I always thought was crazy, but you could sometimes get disqualified, so happy that that did not happen in this case. In a similar time, I think, to the last one, or the heat. So this is for no points, so this is after, technically the competition's over. This is just an extra 15 that we do in order to have another chance at getting a time. Oftentimes it doesn't really, unless you're going to go out front and skate 15 by yourself, or there's like a group of skaters who want to make a plan together, which I don't really ever understand, then you can work for a time. But in this case, I knew I was in a slower heat due to my seated time for my 15, and I was just gonna have fun, relax, and make some passes and skate a technical race. So again, near the front of the pack where I like to be. Just taking my time, making easy little passes with little effort to get up into the second spot. Clearly, Elena Zen, sorry if I butcher your name, was going for a time. She led the whole race, essentially. Did all the hard work. So we're picking up the pace now, so now I set up the pass outside to in. There we go. And the race is over now. And we're just gonna push all the way to the line. I think this is the last lap. Again, crazy pivot. Why do that? Anyways. Things you notice when you're like watching it from video versus like what is that? Like, why, Andrew? Why? But again, that was just for fun. 250, still faster than my first 1500. Well, both my 1500s from the earlier race this year. So, still good, yes, because since that one felt relatively easy. Now this is the 500 mix, no points to this, because my 500s during the actual competition were so poor, and I was disqualified. This was my only chance left to get a PB, and I knew I was going to get a PB, or season's best, in my 500. I just didn't know by how much, and it was by quite a bit more than I expected. So going into this, my season's fastest race was a 51.1, and I ended this with a 48.7. So obviously a big improvement, definitely helpful for my ranking, which really was the goal of this weekend, was to get, to move up in the ranking so that I could be in the B group for the Elite Championships. I didn't want to be in the C group because, well, likely I would be the fastest, or it wouldn't be fun. I want to race fast people, right? Yes, we're in this stacked team in the relay. Relay teams always end up a little imbalanced because they're just a bunch of people from a bunch of different clubs that they jam together. But it was fun. This is the first relay I did this year. I think it was a good one to start out with because we were out front and there was little pressure. For some reason, I decided that I needed to go 110% in this exchange, but smooth exchanges before the red line. Initiated before the red line. And the rest of the relay looks exactly like this. So, but there is some action in the back. You'd think they're all so far apart that positions would be set, but it does come back together. I was really focusing on trying to match their speed so that we come out. I was a little bit later than I would have liked to initiate, but still okay. It's so difficult when you're with indicators that you don't train with. You don't know how they push. Do they going to push hard? Or do they have a really soft push? Do you need to, can you accelerate out of the corner? Or are they going to not be able to reach you? Do you need to, wait up for them? And then when you're the pusher, are they going to come out and turn 90 degrees? Because some people do that. Or are they going to, really follow all the way with you into the corner? There we go. That was a nice exchange. Yes, this was pretty relaxed at this point. We were so far ahead that we just kind of skated. It was actually a nice cool down for the competition, and it's always nice to get a medal as well. There we go. That exchange almost happened completely before the red line. Another good one. Here we go. And like I was saying, somehow the three other teams ended up like right together at the end, even though they were so far apart at the beginning. But yeah, that was a nice relaxing way to end off the competition. And so to explain what happened in the 500s, my first 500 I was penalized for, I think it was like straightaway, outside to inside, trying to block. I didn't touch the other person, but apparently it looked like I squished him a little bit. I don't know. The rules of speed skating have changed a lot since I have competed in the past. Before this year, it used to be able to be a lot more aggressive and tight. Now it seems like everyone has a personal space bubble and you can't enter it. I'm not sure how much I love that. It definitely makes speed skating different. It's definitely, honestly, a completely different sport than when I started. At least it certainly feels like that where I am at my level right now. Maybe when I get out to the faster groups, it'll be more similar to what it was like before. But yeah, that was the weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll have another good one after the Elite Championships. Bye.